Hello and welcome back to my channel. Strelitzia Nicolai, also known as the giant bird of paradise, is a strong and fast-growing plant. But when it comes to repotting, many people make mistakes that can slow down its growth or even damage the roots. Today I'll show you how and when to repot your Strelitzia correctly, what pot size to choose and what type of soil works best for this plant. I'll focus on repotting in this video, but if you want to learn more about general Strelitzia care and common problems, feel free to check out my other video. I'll leave the link in the description below. Strelitzia Nicolai develops a very strong and dense root system. Unlike some houseplants that grow slowly underground, this plant produces thick, powerful roots that quickly fill the pot. Because of that, it will eventually run out of space and become root-bound. When this happens, the roots begin to circle around the pot and may even start coming out of the drainage holes. When you see this, it's usually a clear sign that your Strelitzia needs a larger container. Now let's talk about when you should repot your Strelitzia. In general, this plant needs repotting every 2 to 3 years, but instead of following a strict schedule, it's always better to observe the plant itself. One clear sign is when roots start growing out of the drainage holes, as I mentioned before. And another sign is when the soil dries out much faster than before. You may also notice that the plant has slowed down its growth. These are all indications that your Strelitzia may need more space. The best time to repot is during spring or early summer, when the plant is actively growing and can recover quickly. Choosing the right pot size is extremely important. A common mistake people make is choosing a pot that is much too large. Instead, it's better to move the plant gradually into a slightly larger pot. A good rule is to choose a pot that is 1 to 2 sizes bigger than the previous one. This gives the roots enough room to expand without leaving too much wet soil around them. Also, always make sure the pot has drainage holes. Good drainage is essential for preventing root rot. The next important step is choosing the right soil mix. Strelitzia prefers a light, well-draining soil that allows air to reach the roots. Heavy, compact soil can hold too much moisture and may cause the roots to rot. For this plant, I like to use a chunky, airy mix. So in this case, I'm using equal parts of regular houseplant potting mix, perlite and orchid bark. This combination improves drainage and keeps the soil loose and breathable, which helps the roots grow strong and healthy. Now let's start with the repotting process. Before removing the plant from the pot, it's best if the soil is slightly dry. This makes it much easier to take the plant out without damaging the roots. As you can see here, my Strelitzia has become extremely root-bound. The roots have already grown out through the drainage holes and formed a dense mass at the bottom of the pot. You should repot your plant before it reaches this stage. In my case, I waited until the end of winter, and during that time the roots kept growing and became tightly stuck in the pot. So this leads to another common mistake people make during repotting, trying to pull the plant out by force. When the roots are stuck like this, pulling the plant out can easily tear or damage them. So instead of forcing it out, I recommend cutting the plastic pot. This allows you to release the roots safely without causing unnecessary stress to the plant. I'll carefully cut the pot step by step until the roots are free. Once the plant is out, I gently loosen the roots at the bottom. This helps them grow outward into the new soil instead of continuing to circle around themselves. Next, add a layer of fresh soil at the bottom of the new pot. Then place the plant in the center and make sure it sits at the same height as it did in the previous pot. Planting it deeper than before can cause problems for the roots. After that, fill the empty space around the roots with the new soil. Strelitzia plants can become top-heavy as they grow, so making sure the plant is stable in the pot is very important. Lightly press the soil down to stabilize the plant, but avoid compacting it too much because the roots need airflow. If your Strelitzia is very large, repotting can be much more difficult. These plants can have very tall stems and large leaves, which makes them harder to handle alone. In that case, it's a good idea to ask someone to help you. You can also gently gather the leaves together and wrap them with a soft cloth or paper to prevent them from bending or breaking during repotting. If your Strelitzia becomes unstable after repotting, adding a support stake can help keep the plant upright. So, once the repotting is finished, it's time to water the plant. A light watering helps the soil settle around the roots and removes any air pockets. After repotting, it's best to avoid fertilizing for at least 3 to 4 weeks. This allows the roots to recover and adapt to their new environment. During the first few weeks, pay close attention to watering. The plant is now in fresh soil and a slightly larger pot, so its watering needs may change. Instead of following a strict schedule, it's better to check the soil regularly. If the soil feels more than halfway dry, that's usually a good time to water again. I also recommend placing the plant back in the same location where it was growing well before. If your Strelitzia was thriving there, it will likely continue doing well in the same spot. Otherwise, place it in a bright location with plenty of light. Strelitzia usually adapts very well after repotting, but it's still important to give the plant a little time to adjust to its new environment. Repotting your Strelitzia correctly can make a big difference in how fast and how healthy it grows. Choosing the right pot size, using well-draining soil, and handling the roots carefully are the most important things to keep in mind. So if you follow these steps, your Strelitzia will have plenty of room to grow bigger leaves and stronger stems. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. Thanks for watching and happy repotting!